Today we hear about the Maccabean martyrs, the mother and her 7 sons who were tortured to death because of their faith in God. They didn't want to break the law. The law of what? Of eating pork. Chicharrones. So they would rather observe God's law and suffer death than to break the law. One of the sons said, "It is my choice to die at the hands of men with hope God brings in raising us up by Him. But the resurrection to those that endured the suffering and death to them, they wouldn't have any resurrection nor life. So they believed in the resurrection, that there would be life after death. You know, in our profession of faith, we do profess our faith and say we believe in the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. That's what we profess every Sunday in our profession of faith. And they too, they believed in the resurrection. They knew that their suffering was nothing compared to the glory that was going to be revealed to them in the afterlife. That's what made them so strong in their faith, that they knew that there was life after death. And so in the gospel, the Sadducees, they try to trick Jesus. They ask him about the widow and the 7 brother-in-laws. See, in those days the law was that the brother-in-laws would have to marry their sister-in-law and continue the legacy of their deceased brother. It was a law. They had to do it. And so they asked Jesus that, each one of them, all the 7 brothers, married the widow, and each one of them died, and then the widow died. And so the question was to Jesus, whose wife is she at the resurrection? And that's why Jesus told them that during our lifetime we marry and remarry, but at the resurrection you're neither given in marriage nor are married. And he said, because you're like angels, and because you're children of God. Remember St. Paul says, if we're children of God, we're heirs. Heirs with God, joint heirs with Christ. If only we suffer with Him, so we can also be glorified with Him. And in the resurrection, Jesus was glorified. He came back as He was before. He suffered death, right? But we don't know what the resurrection is going to bring for each one of us. Father Liwado was writing a book about it, so you have to wait till he writes the book about it. But we have to ask ourselves, who are the martyrs? The martyrs of today, you know, we can say, or of yesterday for that matter, you know, we have to say that, you know, tomorrow we celebrate Veterans Day. So the martyrs that gave up their lives so we could have the freedom, they're martyrs. So we could have the choice of freedom of religion. You know, Father Leonardo, he gave up his position in Rome to come down here so that fight so that women would have a word in ministry life. They could have their own place in ministry life. Father Jamie started an independent church so it could be all inclusive. So we wouldn't be able to judge who could come here and who couldn't. All are welcome here at Holy Family. You all are martyrs. You have to defend the independent Catholic movement that you're part of. Because I know that each one of you is probably criticized because you come to an independent Catholic church. And you have to take all that criticism just like we do. And I know that y'all believe in being inclusive and allowing those that are different to be part of this family. But I think that the thing is that we don't have to be in communion with any particular religion. We have to be in communion with God. Amen?
Amen.